Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I am your host, Andrea Williams, and as we prepare to wrap up today's show, I'd like to make you aware of a coalition whose goal is to protect and strengthen our democracy in Wisconsin and across America. It is my pleasure to welcome Alexis Anderson-Reed. She's the Executive Director of Wisconsin Voices, which convenes the Our Democracy 2020 table. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you being here, and if you could start off by telling us more about your organization.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for having us on to talk about the important work that we're doing, especially around the election. So Wisconsin Voices, it's a statewide organization, and we're a coalition of dozens of organizations that are working to strengthen our community in Wisconsin. So we work on dozens of issues, but one of the most important issues that we work on is strengthening our democracy. So we convene the Our Democracy 2020 table that is really working on voting rights and strengthening democracy in Wisconsin and across the country, because we believe that democracy is really the foundation of all other issues. It's like a kind of a vehicle to be able to have a voice in any issue that you care about.
That's absolutely correct. I agree with that. And so I became familiar with you when I received this press release of this new website that had been launched, and I thought, wow, great timing, and this is really what people need where we are right now. And there's a lot of confusion around different things that go with the voting process. So if you could tell the people at home about this new website that you've launched and how they can take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely. So we launched this new program called Got ID Wisconsin.
Okay.
And so it's a full service program that is going to help voters get all the information that they need about how to obtain a photo ID, where to get one, what they need, and then how to go and vote. And so you can find out information at gotidwisconsin.org. So it's GOTID Wisconsin spelled out .org, and the website is set up. It's like what you need, how to get it, and then how to go vote. And so it's really easy for voters to go and use. We also provide trainings to partner organizations in the community to go out and educate people about photo ID. And as well, we walk people through the steps. If they don't have the ID, we'll give them a ride to the DMV and really just be a full service program to help people make sure that they can cast a ballot on November 4th.
That's awesome. So you said something that I'm sure perked up some ears when you say you'll give them a ride to obtain their free ID, and of course they can go to any DMV to do that. So how would they go about using the website to set up a ride?
So when you go onto the website, at the bottom there's a link about how you can either, if you need a ride or if you want to volunteer or you have any questions, and so you can just go to the bottom of that page and click that link, sign up for a ride, and then we'll be in contact.
Oh wow, I love that. So the website again is gotidwisconsin.org, and you also have a toll-free number that you've staffed for everybody we know is not right there on the computer day in and day out like others. So they like the good old-fashioned way, and they make a phone call and get the answers that they need. So you have put together a toll-free line for that as well.
Yeah, we have two toll-free lines. One's in English and one is in Spanish. So the English line is 866-R-VOTE, so O-U-R, vote, and then the Spanish line is 888-VEY-VOTA, so it's go and vote, V-E-Y, VOTA. And people can call Monday through Friday as well as the weekends, both in the afternoon and in the evenings, and they'll be connected directly with a lawyer who will help you if you have any questions or any problems during early voting or on election day. Also, you can ask questions about how to obtain a photo ID and ask questions about how you can go and vote. If you need a ride or you need more local help, they'll connect you with the Got ID team, and then you'll be in contact with us.
I love that. So there are some other issues that your organization's concerned with as well. So this is a great time for you to chime in and kind of give people at home an idea of what your concerns are.
Yeah, so most people know that this election coming up on November 4th has the governor's race. What a lot of people don't know is that there's referendums on the ballot. So there's issues around raising wages, so raising the minimum wage, as well as affordable health care, so accepting Badger Care funds, as well as getting big money out of politics. So these are three issues that a lot of our organizations are working on year round, and voters will have the opportunity in Milwaukee to go and say yes to each one of these. But then we're working on multiple other issues from like public education, as well as like environmental justice issues that impact our community, and we'll be doing this after the election.
Wow. So let's talk a little bit about re-enfranchisement. So What is your concern with that in particular?
You know, right now, if you are convicted of a felony, you can vote once you're off probation or parole. And so we want to educate as many people as possible to let them know that if you have served your time, you're off probation or parole, you can vote. However, over the long term, we believe in restoration of rights immediately after you're released from prison. So once you're back in your community, you should have the right to vote. You're an American citizen, and you should not have that American right taken away from you.
Okay, and redistricting is something that appears on that website as a concern as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we believe that all of these issues are connected, and so redrawing fair lines, the voting lines that determines what district you vote in, will be coming up again, and we're making decisions like at the end of the decade, 2020, 2021. So we want to make sure that it's a transparent process and that politicians aren't drawing the lines for their own benefit, but rather the community is having input.
And I've heard people say that, in their opinion, that politicians have come up with the voter ID law to kind of set up their own outcome. And is that something that you'd like to comment on?
You know, I believe that elections should have integrity, and I believe that passing a photo ID law that can hurt hundreds of thousands of eligible and lifelong voters in Wisconsin is not having integrity in our election system. So I believe it's too rushed. And to do this 60 days before an election is politicians kind of rewriting their rules for their own benefit rather than thinking about what's right for Wisconsinites who live here and work here and should be able to cast a ballot on November 4th.
Yeah, no matter who they're voting for, it should, if it looks like there's going to be an issue along the way, then definitely we need to go back to step one and see what works best for everybody.
Yep.
Absolutely. So there are ways that people can get involved in order to help out Wisconsin Voices in what it is you do on a daily basis and the things that you're doing leading up to Election Day. So feel free to share that as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I just want to encourage everyone to, of course, vote on November 4th. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. You can go on to godidwisconsin.org and take a pledge to vote. I also, if people want to help, like give rides to the DMV, rides to the polls on Election Day or during early vote, we're offering that in Milwaukee as well. Or if people want to be poll observers or poll workers for the on the day of the election, they can go onto the godidwisconsin.org website. And at the bottom, it's like, I want to volunteer. They fill that information out, click what they're interested in, and someone will be in contact.
Oh, wow. Thank you. You have shared so much valuable information. And the bottom line is that it's helpful for anybody, regardless of which way they are intending to vote, whether it's to the left or the right. It's there, and it's going to definitely help make a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The website again, godidwisconsin.org, and the toll-free hotline 866-OUR-VOTES.
Yep.
Appreciate everything that you're doing. Alexis Anderson-Reed is the Executive Director of Wisconsin Voices, which again convenes the Our Democracy 2020 table. And keep in mind, the polls are open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 4th, and absentee voting is from October 20th through October 31st. You can log on to milwaukee.gov/election or call 414-286-3491 for more information. And that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.